everybody, I'm Kathy Lanham at KathyLanham.com here with another episode of the Savvy Side Hustle. So if you want some tips and tricks to be more successful, maybe some shortcuts, then you have found the spot that you need to be. Because what I want to do is help you develop your God-given gifts and talents so that you can bring your unique voice to the world to bless not only your family, but the world. And so in today's episode, what we're going to cover is customer retention or building your brand part 2, because we've already talked about how to become a brand. So this is part 2, but it does stand alone. So grab your journal, grab a pen, and I hope y'all stick with us as we learn some amazing truths and tips. Okay, we're going to jump in today with one of my favorite things to do, and that is to give you an acronym. And it's funny, if we had a blooper roll and you could go back and watch me have taped this, yeah, I forgot what my acronym was before. So that's just all kinds of fun. So here we are doing it again, hopefully better. Now, when we talk about customer retention, and I'm assuming if you have a service, if you have a product, if you have an online offering that you hope to sell said service, product, or offering to someone. So we're going to sell something to someone. And once we've sold something to someone, how do we keep them? Well, that's what I hope today you're going to get some tips to blow your mind that you can just run with, that you will learn, and that you will be the most incredible version of yourself that you could possibly be. So if you've got your pen, you got a journal or something to write on, our acronym is listening. Okay? Sounds kind of simple, but we're going to break it down. So for listening, when we have clients and customers, that first L is we want to let them talk. Now, I've already discussed, or we've talked previously in the Becoming Your Own Brand, that people buy from folks that they know, like, and trust. And the listening acronym is going to help you develop that relationship based on those 3 things. So L is for listen. Listen and let them talk. Let them tell you what their pain points are. Listen for what it is that they're not saying. Listen to hear, where do you feel pain? Where do you see that there's some problems that they're not even maybe telling you, but you can see is there? So that's your listen. And then I is be interested. And when you're interested in what someone has to say, you can convey that with your body language. You can lean in, have eye contact, give them time to talk, ask questions. Ask a question and then envision eating an M&M. And wait till it dissolves before you ask another question or before you speak. Stole that from my good friend Tess Patino. Thank you, Tess. Then S would be to share freely. You're going to listen to where the pain is, and you're going to share why what you have can help them, or ways in which it can help them. And I'm going to say with that S also that you need to be specific. You're not going to say, oh, well, my company just happens to have 57 products that we can help you with. And we're going to start with your weight loss because I can see that you're a little bit overweight and you need to slim it down. No. You're going to be specific, and you're going to share product or programs freely and with enthusiasm, that how you can maybe come along and offer some solutions. Now, I am not giving you permission to throw up on them, and that would be sharing everything that you have. You don't need to do that. We're not going to throw up on people. We're just going to give them what they're interested in. Then T for listening is going to be, I want you to talk about. So we're not sharing, we're not selling, and we're not being, we are sharing, we're not selling, and we're not trying to be spammy. T, we're going to talk about all of the ways that they can interface with you and your company. How can they get access to you? What can they do? So when you're sharing, it's a win-win, so there's no pressure. Then E, you're going to encourage them in the path that most interests them with your business. So if you are a network marketing or an MLM or a direct sale or a party plan, then you probably want to build and increase a team. So then you're going to speak to them to that if that's what would interest them. If they're like, nope, just want to buy a product, don't even want your special VIP box. Okay, then respect that and encourage them in that path. Show them the benefits of all the paths, but if they only want to do this path, then just go down that path with them. And then N is to navigate your website. Navigate your website or your platforms or whatever it is, whatever system that you have that they're going to be in a required, or they're going to need to click and drag and put information in. Navigate that with them. Show them the ropes. Go through the water with them so they don't get frustrated and just quit. And then I would be for information. There's so many things that we can learn about people, but we need to ask. So when you're gathering information, get everything that you can, like what is their birthday? What is their anniversary? Do they have kids? How many? What are they? Do they like? Are they dog people? Are they cat people? Are they drinkers? Do they not drink? Do they like to text, or do they appreciate a phone call? Are they a rewards person? Do they like challenges? Are they competitive? So all of the information that you can gather about them, that's what I would say goes under your I for information. And then N stands for now. Now your work begins. Okay, you've sold a product and you're so excited, or you've signed a team member and you're so excited, but now's where the work begins. Now's where we have to develop and flesh out your voice. What value are you bringing that's different from other people? How can you pour into their lives? How can you assist them? And that's where getting your information, listening to their problems, and all of the other things come into play. And then G is going to be get. Get a system that works for you. Get a system that's doable, and get a system that you will actually use. Is that going to be an online only platform? Is it going to be a CRM, a customer relationship management software? Is it going to be old school, handwriting your notes and picking up the phone and making calls? Is it going to be a free email service that will blast out your emails for you? Whatever your system is, that's going to depend on what you want to offer. What are your values? What are you bringing to the field? Let me give you some flesh out examples on that. Now, I told you in a previous video, the one about becoming a brand, is the experience I had with two different companies in regards to a bead. One company basically called me a liar and said I didn't get those beads from them. The other one was offering me water and cookies. And then obviously I'm going to go with the water and cookies place. But so when we look at what you're going to do for your customer follow-up, what you're going to do to set yourself apart, let's just call that onboarding. How are you going to bring them on board? What are you going to do for every customer every time? And we really do need to get to that point that we're doing the same thing for every customer. Now, if you're doing it multiple times, that's a good place to do automation. So that email blast service, a CRM, but in your early days, maybe not. So the first thing I would suggest that you do is the old-fashioned, ain't nothing gonna beat it. And if your mama didn't tell you how to write a thank you note, she should have. Thank you notes within 24 hours in the mail. So a thank you note says, hello, and you're gonna spell the person's name correctly. Hello, Kathy, spelled with a K. Thank you. It was such a pleasure to meet you. I am so excited that I get the opportunity to work with you. I hope you'll love that new bracelet that you bought. It can be the same thank you note written to 50 different people. Dear Sally, it was such a pleasure to meet you last night. So glad you came with your friend Kathy. You know, you can add a little personalization. It doesn't need to be a novel. 3 to 5 sentences. Thank you so very much. And then here's my business card in case you need to get in touch with me for any reason. You put your date, you put your stamp, you put it in the mail, and boom, it's done. Now, I would suggest that you go to the Dollar Tree and get your cards if you're poor and can't afford it. If you've got the time, do send out cards. You can get pre-printed photo cards, which is what I do. Of course, I get them from myself, but I just do myself up a big, thick stack of thank you cards, and I'm ready. So that's half the battle, having my stamps and having my cards. Well, actually, for me, that's like 3/4 of the battle because I know exactly where they are. But follow up on board, send out those thank you notes, and then figure out, write on your calendar, planner, whatever, when will they get their product? Because you need to be giving them a call either before or as soon as they get that product. Hey, thank you so much. I know that you should be getting your stuff any day now. Oh, you've gotten it already. That's great. Just want to see, is it exactly what you were hoping for? You got any problems? Is there anything I can explain? Do you know how to use it? You're just doing a very simple, I got your back, sister, kind of call. And we shouldn't be afraid to do that. It is a friend to friend. You're developing the relationship. So it might be a customer or a client, but it's a relationship that you want to develop. And then this one, number 3, should have been before we ever closed a sale, and that is to upsell. And I'm not asking you to be spammy at all. I'm just saying you are the expert. Most of the time, you're sharing or showing people your product, your service, your course that they don't know anything about. And you're the expert. So if they need something else to go with what they're purchasing, please offer that. Please tell them the benefits and why they need to do that. Because it's so much better to do that and have them say no than to not and have them be mad. Now, let me give you an example, real life, real time, actually two. One is years ago with a company that I used to be with, we had a device that you could use to tape things with. And I never, at the beginning, never suggested that they get extra refills so that they had them should they run out. Invariably, they ran out in the middle of the night working on their own projects. I'm not available and they're frustrated and mad. They're in the middle of the creative process and they can't complete it because I didn't say, you know what, you really need to have not 1 but 2 refills so that when you run out, you always have one and then a backup in case you miss a crop time with me. Learned that the hard way after I had a couple people really complain. Next is another company I worked with just recently had a sale and they were offering a certain cream. Now that cream also had a tool that would infuse it deep into your tissues. Well, I knew my 3 gals that were ordering this on sale bundle did not have the tool. So I said to each one of them, okay, this really works great with our infuser tool. Would you be interested in adding that? And then of course they have questions. Well, what does it do? Well, it goes deep into you know, and I gave them the whole spiel. And of the 3, 2 said yes. So you're the expert. Please offer your knowledge. Please help. Now, another thing that you can do is you can set up some type of referral plan for folks who refer people to your business where you're rewarding them for that. You're saying thank you. You can have VIP groups or special groups or secret societies or your priceless princess or whatever, however cute you want to be. But your group of select people that you're just really wanting to pour into and say thank you. You can offer special if you have events where people are coming to you. You can do things that cost you nothing, queen for the day or privileged parking, or you get to come 30 minutes early. So just think of ways that you can add value, that you can appreciate, and you can value. You're going to add value to their purchase. You're going to value them by saying thank you and giving some extra perks. And then another thing that you can do too is always time for, your time is a valuable commodity and they want a piece of you. They want to be with you. They know, like, and trust you. So you can say, come 30 minutes early to this event, or come with 5 people and I'm going to do a happy hour just for you guys before we start our event. So just think of ways that you can be creative. And that is my start of my listening guide for you today. And my challenge, my call to action for you is to write this acronym out, listening, and see how can you listen better? How can you be a better listener? What can you offer that you haven't previously? How can you bring a twist? Apply it to your marriage or to your relationship that you have with your significant other. Same thing with your kids. Listen to them, see what they're saying, see what their complaints are. Are you on the phone too much? Do you need some boundaries? So, call to action is to write that acronym out and find one way you can implement this training this week. And if you've gotten value, then I want to challenge you. You need to be sharing it. Go be a blessing to others by sharing with your friends the awesome good news that you have found today. And then if you would, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe. And then you can check us out over at KathyLanham.com. And until next time, thanks so much. It really is a privilege to be able to serve you.